there, but I found it. It's all good.
Google did it.
Okay.
Google made an update and changed it all on me.
Yeah, everything's changed. Yep.
So now, if you could ask that one more time, just so we have it for the
Yeah.
report.
So I need to review photo labeling. It's the next thing on my to-do list. So I know I have to go through Google Business Profile to edit pictures, but that's about the extent that I remember. So
Okay. So what you want to do? Once usually when you get the images there, and then especially if you use a professional photographer, they'll have the raw images and they aren't named. They may be like X with a whole lot of numbers or whatever. First, you want to head through every image and you want to rename the image. I would say in the name of the project. So whatever the project name, if you do not want to have the actual project name, because I know sometimes y'all don't want to have the project name, you can have the area. So if you don't want to have Brown Remodel, you can have Chicago or whatever town it's in. And then so you want to name it that. And then what we usually do, we'll have the name of the project, we'll have a hyphen, and then we'll have the type of project it is. So like whether it was, a kitchen remodel hyphen, and then looking at new cabinets or whatever, just so it helps in two ways. One, it's easy for us to catalog everything if we ever got to find all the images again. And it also helps on SEO side because those are all keywords that anybody may type in. They may type in and let me share my screen while I'm getting this too. So if we were to, let me head to Google. So what happens is when you do a search, oftentimes it's always on all, and then what's pulled up first, and I don't know why everything is going slow here on Google.
Looks like my computer.
Yeah, okay. So usually if you type in, kitchen remodel, and then it's going to always have Dallas because it's where I am. But I'm going to do LA. Usually it's always on all, and that's usually on everybody's. But a lot of people may do images. Okay, and and this is an easy way for you to get ranking without your website being ranked, because this is oftentimes, unless you've been taught by either SEO people or people in marketing, they will not name their images right. But if you have, that name your images right, so you can have keywords in there that if they hit on images, you can have your image up here. And then if you click on it, it says whatever, and then it'll take them to your website. So that's an easy trick that, a lot of, designers don't do. They just don't know how. So, I mean, they just don't know what to do. But if you know what to do and you're naming your images properly, you have a chance to get your images up there even before your website is up there. Okay, so that's what I would do is, so just like I said, if you can name it with the project or with so if you have it, and so if you are all right with naming project name like Brown Remodel or whatever, you want to do the hyphen and then the area where it is, whether it be San Diego, Madison, wherever, or, wherever it is, and then do another hyphen. And then, like I said, a little more details like, kitchen, you may have done a full kitchen remodel, you may have done a cabinet replacement or anything like that, because those are all keywords that anybody may type in to find that image or to find what they're after. And then they may end up on your image and then end up on your website.
Yeah.
Okay. What's showing, is that what you're talking about, or do they have, so on the right it says 11 steps for a kitchen remodel in Los Angeles contractors tips. So is that what you're talking about right there?
Yeah. So this right here, 9 times out of 10 is a blog that they wrote on their website. And it actually had that in there, but they had the image, and they named that image the same thing as the kitchen room, as the blog name, but it ties into what I typed in here as well. And so that's how that popped.
So where are you naming the image? On your website or on Google, that Google thing where we put the pictures in, or where are we naming it?
You can name that honestly when you get the image. So in your Google Drive, wherever you have the image at,
Oh.
you want to rename it there, whether it's in your Google Drive, whether you have it on laptop, desktop, in one of the project folders, but wherever that is, you want to
Okay.
name it, and that helps you because it's going to help you. It's going to help you catalog all these images as well.
Okay.
Because if you have the project name, the city, and then a little bit about where it is, once you have hundreds of images, it's easier for you to find the image. And if you have the functionality where you could do search, it's easier for you to find it. But also, once you put that image anywhere on the web, now the search engines know what that image is, because otherwise, if you use like a professional photography, like I said, they're going to just have a generic name, MC, whatever, numbers and letters. Search engines won't have no idea what that is. So they won't know how to catalog. But once you start to have keywords that tie it in, now they know, okay, with this tie, this may be what the end user is looking for. So let me put this up there under images,
How many words do we get, or how many characters when we do that naming?
I would say you'll be safe for around 160-ish, in between 160, 180
characters.
Yeah, I mean there really is no limit on the image naming, but 160 is usually where the search engines stop in terms of
Okay.
what they look at. So you want to have the main information within 160 characters, not words. So
Yeah.
a character is the hyphen too. So 160
Letters.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
anything so all of that. So
can I ask about the hyphen? Like, do
Yeah.
you need to have the hyphen? Is that significant?
You don't have to have the hyphen, but it's just easier. It's easier for you because it's easier for you to catalog it. And then on the search engine side, it's not like a run-on sentence.
Okay.
So it's easier for the search for the algorithm to detail out the actual keyword as opposed to having to read the whole sentence, which, I mean, it's AI, it's the algorithm. It can figure it out. You're just making it easier. You're just, like I say, like I always use the word KISS, keep it simple, stupid, as easy as you can make it, that's so you don't have to have the hyphen. You could just have a space, honestly. But, I've just always learned with the hyphen, that's just always how we do,
Okay. So didn't we talked about, and it's probably in your teaching notes, but where you go into Google Analytics and you can find where you find the keywords that were specific, like how did people find us specifically? What were the keywords for us specifically that brought them to us? Isn't there, where is that?
Yeah, so that's in Search Console. Let me stop sharing, get to that project. Give me 1 second.
I was trying to find that when I was hunting around a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I should just go print off the notes, and then I just didn't do it. So
no problem. And we have the recording also, so that could also have helped you out too. So let me make sure I have it on the client that said we could share their information. Okay, all right. So let me share again. So if you remember under Search Console, you want to have it under the search results. And when they have the queries, that's the same thing as saying keyword. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So you can easily look here and just see from here and I'm gonna have to shrink this because y'all are in the way. Okay. So you can see here with the queries, what the keywords, what the clicks are, what the impressions are. And this is within the last 3 months. So I can easily change that to within the last month or within the last 28 days or so. Save that, change it, And then I can see this brought, I actually had 25 views on that keyword, and then it caused 24 clicks to the website. Okay. And then if I actually click on that keyword, now I can hit here on pages. So it say for any time anybody typed in kitchen remodel, these are the pages on the site that it led them to. So now you know the keywords that were driving them to that page. Or you could do it the other way also, where I look at what the page are. So I can hit on that page here and then say, what are the keywords that are driving the traffic to that page? Make sense? Or do you
Yeah.
want me to go over that again? Or?
No, so I mean, so the way we're naming it's probably going to be captured in that anyway, because we're saying for a kitchen, let's just say kitchen, for you call it kitchen remodel, and then you give the, dash the location and then dash a description, and you just make sure you have some of these other words in there in the description or something, right? I mean, is that
Exactly.
okay?
Yeah, because you actually have the location in there, because that helps narrow it down. Because you may have, and this happens, you may have like a national competitor, like you may have like a House, because House we had talked about a couple times ago when they had did what they did. It was to have them rank everywhere in every city. But if you're for instance in Madison, or if you're in San Diego, wherever, and you have that, you have Brown Project hyphen San Diego, or one of the areas within the San Diego area, not actually San Diego, but where it was, and then you have hyphen where it is. Now the search engine, when they look for, a kitchen remodel, whatever, in that city or in that area, it's gonna more likely pull towards up because it's more localized than like a House, because they'll know House is national. And they'll be like, well, they're national, but you're more local to them because you had, Detroit or Chicago or, wherever it is, and the keyword. Now you're gonna, they'll have more preferential treatment on you because they'll know you're local as opposed to a national competitor.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? Did that answer what you asked, Peyton? Because you asked the original question.
Yeah. The only thing is, so you said you changed the image name through Google Drive. Is there anything in that process that I need to be doing in Google Business Profile? Like, is there?
Not so much. Let me do Google again.
Because the only thing I'm confused about is if I label the picture, how do I know that it's going to link back to my website? Do I have to like insert that separately? Is that like another hyperlink that I have to?
Okay, so when you, and this is another client that said we could share the information. So when you do add update,
yep.
When you do the update here,
okay.
This is where you'll add the image and you'll add the description. Now, when you do it on Google Business Profile, honestly, if you do not have the image name, it's okay. Well, no, it's never okay. You should always name it. So I take that back. It's never okay. Always name it. But I was going to say that because you actually have 1,500 characters to actually describe whatever. So you have ample room to actually have deep. So now here, other than just having name, location, what it is about, this is where you want to get a little more detailed about, any of the manufacturers you use, anything, because you have room, you have 1,500 characters, that's a lot. So now you can almost write a small project description on what the image is. And you want to do that because, again, you have the more you write, the more you have chances to have the keywords that end users will type in to find that image, And so after you do that, Now you want to have in learn more. And then this is where you have the link.
To the website.
So where you want to drive them to. So when they hit learn more, that's when you could put either the blog that's on, the page that's on, wherever it is that image, because you want to tie it into wherever you have that image at, whatever page it's on, that's where you have the link.
Yeah. Okay, that answered my question. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, so like I said, name the images anyway, but just here you just have ample room. And anytime you see, and honestly, when you complete a project, you should be writing about it anyway, i.e. for hopefully having it published with, Miriam's help on the PR side anyway. So you should be writing about the project anyway. So when you do that and you want to plug that in the Google Business Profile, it's just all about shrinking what you already wrote. Or you may use the first paragraph or whatever you wrote about it, because hopefully you would have already written about why it's such a good project, the transformation that happened, the appliances you use, the materials you use, and by naming all of that, it's more likely that you'll have an end user type in like Kenmore or Kohler or any of those type of products that you use in here in your area for the type of service you did. Now you have more ways for that image or whatever it is to be. Okay. And then don't forget, you can also do video here too as well. So
okay.
This is something else that can help out. And this, whether it be like nowadays, it's easier to create the video, whether it's like a montage, a before and after montage, something like that. Now they have a limit in here where I believe with Google Business Profile, it cannot be over, I believe, like around 20 to 30 seconds. So it can't be like a long drawn out video, but that helps us.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Any other question? Yeah, this card changed. Okay. So one of the exercises I wanted to do here is to in each of your areas look at some of the competitors, just to look at their website, look at their Google Business Profile to see what you see. Okay. So I was going to actually start. So Robbie, give me one of the keywords that you like to be ranked for in your area. And what is your actual area? Not San Diego, but what is the actual area you're in?
Where my business is?
Yeah.
It is San Diego.
Okay.
It's actually, I mean, we could pick Del Mar or something else if you want. That's right.
No, that's fine. No, yeah. I just said that because oftentimes the actual major area is not the actual area.
Right. I actually am. I am in San Diego. I'd like to see, kitchen design or, kitchen remodeling.
Okay, I'll do.
Or interior designer actually might be good too.
Okay. Okay. So when I type that in, these are the ones that pop up. Do you know any of these competitors?
The top one.
Okay.
Only the top one.
Only
the other ones I've never heard of. Yeah.
Okay. So let me so this is their Google Business Profile right here. Okay. So when we usually do an analysis, what we look at, we want to see how many reviews they have. So they have 24 reviews. We want to see, and we want to actually, I'm not going to go through all this now, but we want to actually look at their reviews. Like of the 24, how many are 5-star, 4-star? They obviously have a lot of higher ones because the average is 4.8. But we want to see how the reviews are. What are they saying in the reviews? Are they just saying we had a nice project, or are they actually describing? See all that, because when you look at that, if they have of the 24 reviews, if about 18 of them, they're actually getting really detailed, that'll let us know too, okay, well, if you're competing with them, you may, when you ask for the review, you may want to do a little more, because on the search engine side, they're looking at the reviews also. And if you just had a review that said, a reviewer that said, I love working with Robbie, amazing. She's amazing. As opposed to with Blight, they said, we love Blight. They came on time. They did X, Y, Z. They did all this. And they had a lot of reviews like that, and you did not. Then we will say, okay, for the next one, you may not, if you're able to head back to any of the older clients that are open to editing it and adding, or yes, but for the future ones, we'll say, okay, you may want to get more longer ones to compete with the competition, because that's how the on the search engine side they're going to look at it. And we're also looking for, are they replying to reviews and how fast? Okay, so if they had a review and they replied, did they reply to all of the 24 reviews? If they replied, how fast? Did they reply within a day? Did they reply within a week? Because that's also something the search engine is looking at, is how communicative are you on that side as well. So we're looking at the reviews just to see that. We're looking to see, okay, what the services are. So we'll look to see, okay, what all do they have listed here? In terms of the overview, like I said, the reviews, we'll look at all that as well. But we're looking at the, like I said, the services. And we're also looking at to see if they are doing any posting. So you can see here, they're not. So this is a way that you could get on top of it, because they're not consistent on terms of having post up here. Like I said, have in between minimum 2 a month. And like I said, this is an example. If you do 2 a month over here, within about 4 or 5 months, you'll be jumping them. If you have, as long as you have a few reviews, you don't have to have the same amount of reviews. As long as you have a few that are newer, you doing the consistent posting over time, you'll jump them because they're not consistent on this aspect,
So
And-
they're not paid.
What do you
They're
mean
not
paid?
Like advertiser.
I'm not for sure. So I'm just looking at the organic side right now. There,
Okay. Got it.
we actually have a platform called SpyFu. And where we could look at all the ads they've done or whatever, but I'm not going to get into that because that is more on the paid side, and I'm looking more so on the organic side. Now, what you can do, you can look at social media. Let's see if they have Facebook. Get in here. Close this out. And what is their name again? Blight the Tier. Okay. So now we can look here, and then remember this is when we went through social media. So you can look and get into the about area, go into page transparency, see all, and then the ad library. So if they're advertising, see where they aren't doing any social media ads, because if they were, they would have here, because that's all public knowledge. And so if they were, you will be able to see the actual ad that they have up. So that does not mean they're not on Google ads, but they're not doing any social media ads.
Well, I just
Because
meant,
if they did either Instagram or Facebook, it would be here.
okay. When I was looking at that list, the one right above them said sponsored. So that's the only way I know, So see right there, the other one, Luna Builders or whatever, said sponsor. That
Okay,
one.
this is actually, yes, so that can either be Google ads, or that could be Google local service ads. So it could be either of the two.
Okay.
Either
All
of
right.
the two. Yeah, so they are, so this Lumina, they are running. Yeah, they are running. And they are running ads for that same keyword for, interior designer in San Diego.
Okay,
But
got it.
Blight, it's hard to tell with just on this, but they could still be running ads, but they may not be running ads for interior design. They may be running ads for something else,
Okay. Oh, you
But-
run ads for each thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Didn't know that.
running ads on. If y'all ever want me to talk about Google AdWords, I can, but we tried on the Academy side to stay away from the paid side and do more of the organic.
Okay.
But on the paid side, on the ad side, I would say if you're going to run ads, because it can be involved in terms of the keywords, it's almost the same like SEO. You're going after keywords, but on the paid side, you have to really monitor it. Because if you're getting a lot of junk from a certain keyword, you got to turn it off. Because if not, you'll pay for clicks that you don't want. So you need to turn that off and then add. So you have to constantly monitor it to see, are these keywords paying off? Are these not? Do I need to put in negative keywords? So for instance, if they were getting a lot of junk from the interior designer keyword, they may say that's a negative keyword for them. Don't show up for any of these keywords because all the leads that are happening from here are not quality. They're either price shopping, they're looking for something, they're not within, the budget that we're after, whatever. And so that on the ad side, it's a little more involved, and it's
Okay.
just a little more time consuming. And we didn't want to have y'all go down the rabbit hole with that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
So yeah. So so this is what we look at overall, just to see. This is how we do a competitor analysis. So we see, okay, now we see that this is fun. So we would look at them. Afterwards, we'll look at the next this one here. So we'll look to see their Google business profile. So they only had 14 reviews, okay? But they're almost right around the same. So that's why I said you don't have to have the same number of reviews in terms of the other one had 20
Okay.
something and then this one have 14, but they're almost around in terms of the same because they have 4.8. So they're almost around the same.
So they're here because of their activity, the reviews and the posts and all that, and the interaction, right? Is that because organic, you said?
Yes. And I would assume also, that's what I was going to say. They have posts. Because one thing, I assumed it without even looking at it, because the other one had more reviews and they were almost around the same, but they're not that far away because I assumed that they were active here in the posting. And you see the last one was only 16 hours. And then the one after that 2 days ago, 5 days ago, 7 days ago. So they post often. Very
All
often.
right. So if I just post every hour, I could like jump everybody?
No, but that's not everyone. Don't look at just that one. Let me see who's the
Okay.
next. Everything created. So see, they don't have it. So when you look at all this, you say of the three here, if you're in the same area, review wise, as long as you're in the area, because you see here they have 24, 14, 59, but they're all around 4.8 to 9-ish.
Okay.
As long as you're in the area of the 14, because you always look at the lowest one. Look at the lowest one. So that's the lowest. So that's the boundary line that you have to jump. So right around 14 reviews or more. And as long as you're consistent on the posting, because even though they post, it was almost like every, 3 days or so. But honestly, if you stick to 2 a month, because you see the 2 here didn't post at all. They don't have anything at all. So as long as you post 2 a month, if you can aim to get a little more reviews than they have, and then do some of the other things, like we talk about, we're about to have a holiday that came up, the 4th of July, change your hours there. If you optimize the images, and when you actually put because that's the other thing also, let's look at at the post. So see here, so I'm actually looking, so if you see here, when they put that in there, look at how long that is. They have 1,500 characters, and it's not that long. Okay, let's look at the other one. Look at that. It's not even that long. See, it's not even that long. So even though they post consistently, they're being lazy on the content. So now, even though they post consistently, if you post 2 times a month, but you use the 1,500 characters to really explain the project, now you can be way better than them because you're more comprehensive in what you post, as opposed to just having something up there to have it up. And we don't know if they've actually optimized the images. We assume they have, but it may be what they have here as opposed to the image. But if you've optimized the image, use the 1,500 words, then 1,500 characters, not words, but characters. Now, over time, you're going to jump them. You're going to jump them, because like I said here, for all of these are not that long. None of these are that long, so.
You said optimize image. What do you mean by that?
Just naming it,
Okay.
renaming the images. Yeah, just
Okay.
renaming the images, and
Description
just
it.
having a description
Okay,
about
that's
all
how
of
you-
this stuff. Yeah.
That's the optimizing is description. All right. Wow. That's
So,
cool.
so that's what we like to do. So we like to look at that, and then what we also do is we also look at their website. So let's
Okay.
head back to Blight, and let's
Okay.
look at their site. So one of the things that jumps out at me almost immediately is they don't have their number anywhere at the top.
Okay.
So that's one thing, and we had did this exercise with a client that was adamant they wanted to have this beautiful image. They didn't want to have nothing showing. They wanted to have the beautiful image. They didn't want to have the number at the top or anything. And then we said, give us some let's see how the number is. And then when we look back at the Google Business Profile stats, they actually have 4 calls in the month where they had the number. All the other months they never had a call. Because you have to remember, most individuals do search on a mobile device, and if your number is at the top, it's just easy access if they want to call. So we'll see that there they don't have the number. We're just looking here. All right, they have some info. They have this house thing for anybody outside the industry. This looks, impressive. Anybody in the industry knows you could pay house and then they'll hand you one of those. So, but for outside the industry, they don't know. So,
well, I was going to ask you that because I have a house profile and I used to pay and advertise with them, but I got, I didn't get any quality leads. So should I do anything with that? Because you have brought that up a few times. So I don't know if there's anything I should be doing with house, like updating my profile or anything.
I would say on the house site, you don't have to worry about paying because you have to worry about paying, but you can do the free option and just update the profile like probably once a quarter just to make sure you have some good projects up there. And if they hand out any of these things like the service awards or anything like that, have them on your site. Because like I said, from the end user, they don't understand it's more of like a pay to play and everybody gets these things. It just makes
I have those. I have some of those, but I don't put them on my website because I'm not. I felt like, okay, so with them, well, one thing is they say they own your images. So at least this was before. I haven't done anything with them in a couple of years, so I didn't like that. So there was just a lot of things. They kept changing it, and I got like really bad leads. You know, they wanted to build a bookcase. Everybody wanted to try to build a bookcase. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I can't come over to help you design one bookcase. I can't remember. And it was very competitive though, too, because there were like, I figured out it within my area, like 50-mile radius, there was like 4,000 interior designers. So anyway, but I haven't looked at that. Yeah, I know. It was just like, oh, wow. Anyway.
But yeah, but that just helps there. And if you have any of you know the placements that Miriam talks about, have those on there. And so
Okay.
now let me see if they have
I
anything.
haven't seen anybody in San Diego with all that. Go down to the media. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Because I don't know of anybody else in San Diego that has all that. Miriam. Yeah, because I look at other people's websites that, competitive designers or whatever. So she must be doing the queries or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be
Now,
doing
one
more.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead, Miriam. What'd you say?
She might be doing more because like she had like Sunset. I mean, that's there's some types of media that
She
don't
had Home
really
and
show
Garden.
up
She
in
had some
our-
good ones. She had some,
Yeah.
she had some of the same ones that we get.
a
And then
lot.
if we
She has a
have
lot.
time before we end, then I wanted to ask Miriam a question about Connectively if we end up having time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Because like I said,
Yeah.
nobody locally has this stuff. So I'll have to look and see what she's got. More
Now,
like
one
the
thing.
design. Go ahead.
Oh no, what I was gonna say is one thing that I haven't found here is any of the reviews that was on the Google Business Profile. None of that is here, and nothing live like we had talked about that. Just looking at some of the things we had talked about with the website aspect. In the California area, she's not dealing with any of the ADA stuff. She doesn't have that on there. So any of these small, when you see this and you look at the competitor site, any of these small things just help you just a little more,
Okay. Got it.
All right. Let's see.
Wow.
Sharon, did you want to do somebody in your area so you see how it looks out there with you?
Sure. So just kitchen remodeling or kitchen remodel in Woodbury.
Airy.
WOODBURY,
Okay.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota. Okay. Turn it on. Okay. So you actually have right here at the top, you have Google Local Services, you have two here. And then when looking at the map area, have you heard of any of these Space Turtle?
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
you had talked about Space
Yes.
Turtle because I remember that name. I remember
Yeah.
that name.
Yeah. How could you forget? I guess that's why they named it. I don't know.
So just looking at them, they only have, this one here, this is the interesting one because what my eye jumped to here is they only have 2 reviews. That's it. So when I look at, I would assume they have some type, and they don't have any posting at all. So this tells me automatically, Sharon, that within a few months, you should be in the maps for this era because they only have 2 reviews, which you should be able to get 2 reviews in the next few months. They don't have no posting at all. Nothing. They're not posting at all. And let me, look at their website. Have the number at the top. Okay. Let's see if they have any live review. Okay. They have testimonials. They're not live though. There is just, you could copy and paste this. Okay. Let's see. They don't really have a call to action right here. They have love the home you're in, but okay, I love the home I'm in. Now what do you want me to do? Because in simple terms, you got to tell people exactly what you want to do. Love the home you're in. Give us a call if you want us to have, if you want to have a home just like this, or leave your information here if you want to something. tell me what you want me to do. Now that you said love your home, now, okay? So they don't have a good call to action here.
When you say that is so obvious, but I didn't think of it. I'm sure you told me to do it, but you know.
And that, I mean, that honestly, there's not a lot here. They have an okay site, but it's not a lot in terms of, like, the image here is kind of grainy. It's not the best. This one is a little enhanced from the last image. This image is a little grainy.
It looks pretty good to me though, you know, just looking at it for the first time, and the styles look kind of nice, and they have a lot of reviews and the phone numbers at the top. So at least it looks professional. Some of them you look at them and they don't even look professional.
And see, that's the thing. They have a lot of reviews here, but remember they only had 2 reviews on Google Business Profile. And so this is where the end user may actually question. Okay, because if you only had 2 reviews on the Google Business Profile, that's all you had, but you have like 15, 20 reviews here. Did you just place these reviews? Are these real reviews? So this is where having the live reviews makes sense. It's like now, even if you only had 2, but you had live reviews here and they can click and see like, oh, okay, you probably just may not have had them on the Google platform, but you may have them on Facebook or House, wherever. But if you only have 2 and you have like 20 here, it's like, it's a red flag to me. It's like, okay, what's wrong with this picture? You know?
Yeah. Not consistent.
Right.
It brings up some questions. You know, with me, usually my clients are word of mouth, and then they'll just go, or I'll send them over to check this just so they know my experience and know my style and all that. So it's a little different than when somebody new is looking for you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just heading back to when we were at when we were here. So Sharon, since they don't have any posts, they only have 2 reviews. If you're consistent for about 4 to 5 months, I can almost guarantee that you should be jumping them in this same area.
That's good, right, Sharon?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of discouraged a little bit that
why
it even show up.
Well, that just shows that it's going to be easy for you to show up. That's good.
Right. But I have been posting consistent.
You've been doing this? You've been doing what Jason's telling you?
Yeah, I mean, I do a description when I post. It's not 1,500 words, but
can we look at hers, Jason? Can we look at Sharon's?
You want to share yours, Sharon?
Do I want to what?
No. Do you want me to pull yours up?
Sure.
Okay. So you have the 22 reviews, which is excellent. Okay. And then you have the post here as well. So
that's great. So yeah, then why isn't she up there?
Okay, you've been doing it for a good amount of time. How long are they on average?
See, that's
size-wise. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, no, size-wise, it's not bad. I would say, and you don't have to worry about this for the past, but I'll say for the future, try to use up the 15. And you don't have to recreate the wheel. If you already have a write-up on the image or on the project, just use that and try to get as any of the keywords like we talk about with the manufacturers, with appliance names or any of that in here, and so that'll really help as well.
Okay, so this is really about SEO, because part of me feels like, does anybody really want to read 1,500 words? I mean, that's kind of where I start feeling like, really, it looks like I'm trying too hard, right? because I can come up with 1,500 words, but I didn't figure anybody cared.
And
And remember, it's 1,500 characters, so that's
characters.
less than 1,500 words.
Characters.
Yeah,
The
1,500 characters.
SEO cares. The SEO cares.
Yeah. So I would say yes. I would say you may not have everybody read, but you are going to have the search engine look at it. And
Okay.
so that's where that's where you want to have it readable. So if by off, because you will have some people read. I won't say everybody, but you will have some that will read. But the majority may glance at it, but the search engines are going to look at it.
Okay.
They are going.
So does she just need to keep on doing it? Because she has more reviews than this other one. So I don't understand. It just takes a while, right?
It just takes time. And when was your last review? Let me see. What was the last?
I just sent out requests this, yesterday. So it's been a little bit, couple months, I think, since my last one, or 3 months. I don't know.
Okay, 3 months. 3 months ago. Okay, and then the last one before that, 4 months, 8 months. Now, if you could try to aim to have one in July, try to aim to have one in July, and then try to aim to have one. Try for July and August, and then do what you're doing in terms of the
Posting,
like the 1,500 characters, renaming the images, and I'll be shocked if by August you're not over whoever that.
the other one.
That we were looking at. No, not Blight. It was
Hearthwood, I think.
let me see that.
I haven't ever heard of them. I thought I had, but Hearthwood.
Yeah, Hearthwood.
Sharon, also, if you're struggling to fill up those 1,500 characters, use ChatGPT.
Yeah, I can. I just didn't realize that it was that important. I just thought, just do a description with some keywords, and I wasn't trying to fill it out. I just
no, no one wants to read that. Like, I mean, that some people might, but like it's mainly for the bots. So on Google,
and I lost that. I was like, I wouldn't want to read this. I mean, I just skim it, right? I would be like, oh, whatever.
And like I said, Sharon, don't create more work for yourself. Hopefully, I assume y'all may already be writing, once you complete a project, writing it up anyway. Just take that whole write-up, put that in the Chat GPT and say, summarize this in 1,500 characters or less.
Okay.
Let Chat do that. Once it's summarized, now you can reread it to make sure it makes sense and it has your brand voice, and you have it. And so that way you're not having to create this from scratch. Use what you already have, put it in the chat, have it summarize it within 1,500 characters or less, and then that's what you get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's encouraging to me, it is, because I didn't think I'd ever be able to get there, really, but if I can do what he's saying, which sounds very manageable, especially since, Peyton just said use the Chat GPT, which Maria's been saying, and all this stuff, then
I use it in school too. It's like my best friend. It is the best.
Chat's your best friend. Okay, got it.
You can also tell it your brand voice as well. Like, hey, write this, summarize this in my brand voice, and then say what your brand voice is, and it'll listen. Like, it's amazing. You can do amazing things. Saves you lots of time.
Maria would jump right on there with you. She tells us all about that.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about Connectively real quick? Yes, I went on there, Miriam, and it was kind of hard to understand, and it didn't seem like it had a lot of interior design or home related things. There was a million subjects, and it seemed like every time I tried to do something, it was like, pay money to do this, okay, and then pay money. It looked like you could get 10 pitches, which I thought was a lot, actually, but to save them and do different things, they kept popping up. Oh, upgrade, so it was interesting.
So that's exactly what happened. Because because the guy who founded it sold it to Cision, which is
Yeah.
a big PR software company. And that's what they're doing, right? So you can submit a few free ones, but really they want you to pay. But
Okay.
so we're tapping. So the guy who originally founded Haro, well, a lot of people complained, when it all switched. And so he created a new platform. And initially he called it Hero, and now he calls it Source of Sources. And it's exactly how the old Haro used to be. And it's free and it's 3 emails a day. So we're looking at that too. So it's
Okay.
a little more complicated because now the opportunities that we can present you, they may come from different platforms, right? And
Yeah.
the submissions may be different. But
Okay.
and so the new Haro, which is called SOS, it's really growing. He has like 20,000 people on his email list already. And he started with 2 emails a day and now he's back to 3 emails a day. So we're keeping an eye on that.
Okay.
And he promised that is always going to be free. Yes, Jason.
Real quick, because I know Sharon said she was, discouraged. One thing I forgot to say, make sure when you do this, do it in an incognito window. Because that's a search that's not tied to any of your history or whatever. And when I did that, look what happened.
Oh, look.
Sharon, you're number 3.
So when
Yay.
what did you do differently? What did you just do different?
So when I did the search all the other time, I just did it directly from search. I didn't do an incognito. So when over here at the top, you could either say incognito or here it has, depending on, the browser you have, it'll say private incognito or something like that. So that's a search that it does not take into effect any of your history or anything like that.
Mm.
Okay.
So just wanted to show you that you were up there, that you
That's
were up
awesome.
there. So
Okay.
all of the discouragement. So hopefully this helps you because I'm. So what you have been doing is working. It's working.
Okay. I was super bummed. I was like, wow.
It's working. It's working. So.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
All right. Good.
So keep doing that, and I'll start doing it, and Peyton's going to do it, and we're all going to be like at the top, right? We're going to have a competition here. Oh, so we meeting next week? Is that what you're asking about, Jason?
That's what I want to ask. So next week, did y'all want to meet next week, or did y'all want to take the week off because that's the day after the 4th of July?
I don't care. We're going to be gone Tuesday through Thursday, but it doesn't matter. I mean,
I'm at the office at Sims, so we will not be attending.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's skip it.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff's
We need a break now and then because all this information that Jason's giving us. Oh my gosh, my brain needs to soak
Well,
in
it
that.
should make this all a lot easier.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
We
Yes.
need that, right, Sharon? We want
Yes.
that. Okay. Thanks, you guys. This was
All right,
great.
y'all have a
As
Awesome.
always. All
Yeah,
right.
Guys.
have a good 4th of July as well.
Yes, happy 4th of July. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Guys.